Thank you, Ellen. I just whispered to her she wasn't supposed to make me cry. Thank you also to Interim CEO Pamela Bosman, Board President Gwendolyn Butler, and this year's Honoree Selection Committee. And my sincere congratulations to the fellow honorees, Kathy, Ann, Genevieve, and Bernarda. It's a privilege to be inducted into the YMCA Leader Academy and to be here among all of you who join us in caring so deeply about the YWCA mission of eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. In preparing for today's talk, I spent some time with the list of honorees who have come before us, 40 years worth. And it's pretty humbling, but it got me thinking. Because as women in business, in public service, in education, in philanthropy, and as private citizens, we progress on a foundation painstakingly laid by the women and men who precede us. I believe it is our job to pull as many women up as possible alongside ourselves as we go. At a certain point in our careers, we all take support, and later, we need to give it back. I have lived both sides of this equation, and that's the story I will share with you today. Yes, it is ultimately a story of entrepreneurship, but one built on the pillars of family, faith, education, mentors, and networking. I know we often think of entrepreneurship as the magic of one person, one vision, one unique idea, one fabulous result. But there is no I in entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship relies on the power of many, not one. And if I've been successful at all, it is because of the countless people involved in my journey, many of them right here in this room. My parents, John and Ellen King, immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1950s. They arrived with little material wealth, but what they lacked in their wallet, they made up for with their work ethic. I was their firstborn, and there were 10 of us. It was a lot of kids to call to dinner. Therese, Mary, Jerry, Sean, Sheila, Eileen, Margaret, Kathy, Michael, and Joan. We usually call her the caboose. I am often asked when I had my first management job, and I always say, I was 6 and my mom asked me to watch one of the babies. Growing up, the goal at our house was to stand on your own 2 feet as soon as we could, and our parents knew the best way to do it was through education. When it came time for me to go to high school, my mom and dad announced that I would be going to Carmel High School for girls only. Though I didn't realize it at the time, I wasn't very happy about it, this decision would change my life. Because in that classroom, the Blessed Virgin Mary nuns knew they had one job: to help each and every one of us fulfill our full potential. Our lessons were not cautionary tales about the limitations of young women, but the endless possibilities. It was a total immersion in confidence and self-worth. I know people often credit Gloria Steinem with the women's movement, but I never for a minute underestimated the role those nuns played in teaching me that I could do anything. I attended St. Norbert's College, where I graduated with a degree in accounting. My mother told me I should major in accounting so that I could do my husband's books someday. True story. Well, you can see how that panned out. I went on to earn my MBA and honed my skills for nearly 20 years at what I like to call the University of MCI. It was at MCI that I had the opportunity to learn and lead nearly every business discipline: operations, finance, marketing, sales, and customer service. When I joined MCI, it was a $300 million company, and when I left, it was $45 billion. We were growing so fast, we didn't have time to run anything up the flagpole. We took risks, and if we were right 80% of the time, we were winning. And we won a lot. But after 17 years, in 1998, it was time for me to do what I had yet not done: run my own business and tap into my inner entrepreneur. And that's when it really got fun. That was 15 years ago. And today, we have a management consulting firm called the Northridge Group, with a select group of the best and brightest employees serving Fortune 500 companies, local, state, and federal agencies. It's risky, complicated, but incredibly gratifying. It has indeed been a journey, not a solo journey, but one made possible by phenomenally smart and resourceful colleagues at every turn. In particular, the yin to my yang, Sue Plattner and Marianne Cole, who have been key in helping me build this business from the ground up. It was a journey catalyzed by steadfast mentors: Bill Tobey, Hal DeRazio, Carol Scher, Bob Fretcher, and Sherry Morehouse, and those BVM nuns. And it has been a journey made possible by my family. Mom and Dad, would you please stand? I think they're over here. John and Ellen King. Several of my siblings are also here today, and I really appreciate that. 5 sisters, 1 brother, 1 brother-in-law, and Erin, my niece. I won't ask them all to stand, but it won't be hard to spot them. Those King genes are pretty strong. And finally, my husband, Jim, my best friend and partner for 27 years. Along with our children, Katie and John, who together make it possible for me to do what I do and be who I am. Would you 3 please stand? If I am strong and I am fearless as an entrepreneur and as a person, it is because of all of you, my dear family. I cannot thank you enough. So in closing, I had originally planned on sharing my guiding principles of entrepreneurship. Things like setting the bar high, seeking and being a mentor, networking as a way of getting and getting. But instead, it somehow feels more appropriate today to share a thought from those nuns who taught me so much way back when. They said, "What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create it anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do it anyway. And give the best you have. It will never be enough, but give your best anyway." Now, to be fair, I think the nuns were borrowing that from a longer prayer from Mother Teresa. But the idea of doing it anyway is how I conduct my business and how I live my life, and how the YWCA approaches communities it serves day in and day out. So if you believe in what the Y is doing, give a day of your time each year. If you don't have time, give money, or give your ideas. And if you still don't think you can do it anyway. Thank you very much.